It's Tuesday, September 11th. The 7 convicts in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case could soon walk free. The Tamil Nadu government has recommended the release of Perarivalan, Nalini, Sriharan alias Murugan, Santam, Jayakumar, Robert Pius and Ravichandran. Now, you would recall that the question of whether the Tamil Nadu government has the powers to recommend remission of sentence unilaterally when the centre has declined the same has been a subject matter of debate. So what does the law say? As per Section 435 of the Criminal Procedure Code, the state government has to consult the centre before releasing convicts prosecuted by a central agency like the CBI or under a central law. Now, the CBI was the agency that investigated the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case, and the convicts were tried under the now repealed TADA, a central legislation. Now, the centre has made its opinion clear on the matter, telling the Tamil Nadu government that their release would set a dangerous precedent, and they were opposed to it. But Article 161 of the Constitution empowers the governor to grant pardons, reprieves, respites, remissions of punishment, to remit or commute the sentence of any person convicted of any offence against any law relating to a matter to which the executive power of the state extends, and the governor acts on the aid and advice of the state cabinet. So, is it the state or the centre that has primacy in deciding on remission? In December 2015, a Supreme Court Constitution bench held that a state government does not have suo motu powers to remit sentences of persons who were convicted under a central law and cases investigated by a central agency like the CBI. It held that the state government should get the prior consent of the centre. It is only if the centre concurs that remission can be granted. However, the Constitution bench referred to a 3-judge bench to decide whether the Tamil Nadu government's 2014 decision to release the Rajiv Gandhi assassination convicts was correct or not. In January 2018, the bench gave the centre 3 months to decide on the Tamil Nadu government's proposal to remit the sentence. In June 2018, President Kovind rejected the Tamil Nadu government proposal on the advice of the Union Home Ministry. In August 2018, one of the convicts, Perarivalan, places on record an application made to the governor for pardon on directions from the Apex Court. On September 6, the Supreme Court bench asks the Tamil Nadu governor to consider the mercy petition of Perarivalan. On September 9th, the Tamil Nadu government recommends to the governor to release all 7 convicts, saying, though the Supreme Court's directions came on Perarivalan's plea, the other 6 had also sought remission of sentence from the governor. Kerala Independent MLA PC George, a documented misogynist, has done it again. In a press conference, he referred to a nun who has accused the Jalandhar Bishop Franco Mullakkal of raping her, a prostitute. His full remark reads, "No one has doubt that the nun is a prostitute. She says she was abused 13 times. How come she didn't complain the first 12 times?" PC George is a repeat offender. Here are some of the things he said in the past. Last year, the lawmaker said the Malayalam actress who was sexually abused was lying because she returned to work the very next day. Also last year, the Kerala Women's Commission chief alleged she had been receiving threat letters and parcelled human excreta since she took up a case against PC George. He also reportedly referred to veteran legislator Gauri Amma as a slut.
हम फ़ोन करते हैं तो कई सारी किराने की चीज़ें हमारे घर पे डिलीवर कर दी जाती हैं फ़ोन करने से, लेकिन कभी ये नहीं सुना था कि सरकार को फ़ोन करोगे और सरकार आपके घर आ जाएगी।
Delhi's ruling Aam Aadmi Party has finally launched its Doorstep Delivery of Public Services program. Available at ₹50, reliant on mobile sahayaks, the service is part of the AAP's flagship programs like Mohalla clinics and home delivery of rations, and aims to ensure that no citizen of Delhi will have to stand in queues for services under the scheme, as per Chief Minister Kejriwal. Delayed for months, the AAP had accused Delhi Lieutenant Governor Anil Baijal for deliberately stalling the launch of this and other programs. In July, a 5-judge constitution bench of the Supreme Court put the matter to rest, ruling that the elected government in Delhi did not require the Lieutenant Governor to sign off on every decision. Available for 40 services, citizens are required to simply call a centralized number and set up a home visit. Following this, the mobile Sahayak visits the applicant and completes all necessary processes at their doorstep. Meanwhile, the opposition accused the AAP of rushing into the scheme ahead of 2019 and also questioned their enlisting of private company VFS Global to facilitate the services. The political future of Sweden, arguably one of the world's most liberal countries, is at the crossroads. At the end of Sunday, 8 September, its two main political factions stood neck and neck, with Prime Minister Stefan Löfven's centre-left bloc having won 40.6% of the vote and the centre-right Ulf Kristersson-led alliance at 40.3%. None of the blocs is a clear majority, and the race to Riksdag will likely end either in jumbled cross-bloc alliances or the accommodation of the populist far-right Flower Power Swedish Democrats Party, which has emerged an unlikely kingmaker. In many ways, as Prime Minister Löfven said, this election is a referendum on welfare or a decision on whether Sweden will remain an open country. Fresh in the minds of voters is 2015, when 160,000 asylum seekers streamed into Sweden following a crash in jobs, housing, healthcare and a rise in crime. Though the government consequently radically shut borders last year, the far-right Sweden Democrats have gained support, repeating the simple mantra of go home and stay home. In strategies similar to other far-right parties that have come to power in Italy, Norway, Finland and Austria, the Sweden Democrats has offered no solutions, just pointed to problems, playing on emotions and insecurities, painting Sweden as a country on the verge of collapse, holding migrants guilty for all shortcomings of the welfare system. With neither bloc willing to ally with the far right, the Sweden Democrats may not have a shot at this government, but it is hard to ignore the gains they've made since the 2014 elections. It is hard to ignore, Anna Maria Bildt argues in Politico, how people who have voted for them looking at immigration have failed to understand the greater implications of voting for the party that has neo-Nazi roots. That's it then. See you on Wednesday.